Hey, what's up, everybody? LA Lim coming to you from downtown LA, Southern California. It's a beautiful day outside. I want to say hi to all of my peeps, all of my subscribers who have subscribed to LA Lim channel. Thank you so much. For my East Coast peeps, I hope that you all are doing well with all that winter snow that's back there. Spring is just around the corner, so before long you'll be enjoying the kind of weather we're enjoying in Southern California. I'm almost back as far as my voice is concerned, just about over my cold. So won't be long before I'm back to doing what I love to do about as much as anything, which is singing for myself, my family, and the people I love. When I started the LA Lim channel, I said that I would be sharing some of my vocal interpretations, as well as talking about my mission for my weight loss and rants about things that I'm passionate about, issues of the day for which I have an opinion about. And today, I want to talk about Donald Trump and this embarrassment of an administration, and how it is an embarrassment to the United States and the free world for those who respect the United States or once respected the United States. I came back to LA in October, and on election day I was a little bit depressed because although I was a registered voter in Georgia, I wasn't registered in California, so I did not think I would be able to exercise my right as an American citizen and vote. But luckily for me, a good friend of mine, publicist named Marie Lamel, gave me a call and reminded me of a civic lesson that I learned back in junior high school, that I could vote on a provincial ballot. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and vote and still exercise my rights. So I was very happy and proud to vote for the Democratic nominee for president of the United States, Hillary Clinton, because I believe that she was the more qualified person to lead the United States into the next few years, after what I believe to be a very successful presidency of the 44th President of the United States, the Honorable Barack Hussein Obama. Fortunately, though, our system of government and our system of voting betrayed me and millions of others in the United States, even though Hillary Clinton, the Democratic challenger, ultimately won the popular vote by just about 3 million votes. A very antiquated and useless system called the Electoral College elected Donald Trump as president. Even though there seems to be ample evidence that the Russians played a strong part in dictating the U.S. presidency in favor of the Republican nominee, and Donald Trump is the president. I cannot in good conscience call him President Trump, but he is the president of the United States by a very antiquated system that should be abolished, because probably in the last 6 U.S. presidential elections, maybe 5, going back to the year 2000, in 2 of those presidential elections, the Democratic challenger won the popular vote, yet lost the presidency. And that's an antiquated system that needs to be changed. But this man has been president now for just about 2 months. And so far, I think, unlike some other presidents of the past that I may not necessarily agreed with their presidency or their policy or their beliefs weren't the same as mine, I never questioned the qualifications of these presidents for whom I didn't vote for, nor did I ever question them as being of good character, good people, and so on, until this man. I do not believe him as far as his representing the United States and its interests He's President of the United States, leader of the free world. I do not believe him to be a person of good character. But beyond that, I'm recalling a joint letter signed by about 100 or so military leaders, generals, and so forth back in September, October, who called him, and I quote, a manifestly unqualified person to be elected President of the United States. And so far in these 2 months, nothing I've seen has made me think otherwise. George W. Bush once said that he hoped to be a unifier and not a divider. And I think that's what we would hope for any person who's elected president, whether we voted for them or not, that they would try to unify the country and be the president for all people. And so far, Donald Trump has made no attempt to do that. He spouts out useless, pointless pontifications after another, if you can call them pontifications. And the highlight being this ridiculous charge that the 44th President of the United States personally wiretapped his phones at Trump Tower, accusing the president of doing something for which the president does not have the legal authority to do in the first place. The wiretap phones, that is a congressional act and not an act of which the president of the United States can order. Not to mention, it is illegal, and to accuse a man who was a constitutional lawyer to break the Constitution and illegally order wiretapping anyone's phones, let alone the Republican candidate of the President of the United States. It reminds me of a line from a 1990 movie called, I can't think of that movie, the name of the movie, but it was a movie with Presumed Innocent with Harrison Ford, in which at the end of the movie, the lawyer, the attorney, said that I believe we've had enough unsupported accusations for one case. Well, that's what I would say about Donald Trump. And as far as this charge of President Obama wiretapping his phones, I believe we've had enough unsupported, unreasonable, and ultimately unprovable charges and accusations for one administration. Not to mention the Republicans Party, their whole goal to abolish and dismantle Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. There is no perfect law, and yet despite the fact that it benefits and helps many Americans, older Americans, people who are less fortunate, impoverished, below the income level, they are determined to abolish the Affordable Care Act, not caring about the will of the American people or what it will do to the American people because of their uniformed hatred for one man, Barack Obama, which is terribly sad. So what are we going to do about this? I mean, how much more are we going to take from this man and the whole ridiculous nature of his administration and the embarrassment that is causing the United States, not to mention the fact that this man I believe to be someone who is dangerous for the interests of the United States and our interests. I mean, how much more are we going to take? When will Congress act? Will Congress act? Will the U.S. Supreme Court act and get rid of this man and his administration and all the political appointees and people who've appointed to the cabinet, people like Dr. Ben Carson, a respected surgeon for whom knows nothing about the job in which he was given to be in charge of housing and urban development, something for which he has no qualifications to run. How much, when is enough enough? When are we going to do something about this man, a man who is not qualified to be president of the United States, that does not hold and carry the dignity of the U.S. and the presidency? He's not a dignified man. He is not a principled man. He is not a man of good character. That is my opinion. Anyway, this is L.A. Lim with my rant. And as I said in my post, as I put it, this is Lim in L.A. and I had something to say, so I said it. That's it. Next time I'm on YouTube, it'll be something much more lighter. Hopefully it'll be a nice song to share with you all, but I had something to say, so I had to say it. So as always, I say to you all, love is life, and let's spread some real love and share love with one another, please, especially in these terrible times that we live in the state of our country right now. This is L.A. Lim saying ciao bella, love you.